It's chilly outside. What better way to warm up than with a steaming bowl of Mexican chicken soup, also known as Caldo de Pollo. I'm Rose Oatley. Let's get cooking. To start, you'll need a large chicken. This one is 6.9 pounds. Let's head to the sink. If your chicken comes with giblets, go ahead and remove them. Not all chickens have them, so it's good to check. Next, rinse the chicken thoroughly under cold water to ensure it's clean, and don't forget to sanitize after. Place the chicken in a large pot. Make sure it's big enough to hold the chicken comfortably. Fill the pot with water, completely covering the chicken. You want to add enough water to cover it by about 2 inches. Now cook your chicken on medium-high heat. We're aiming for about 1 hour of cooking time. After the first 30 minutes, using a spoon, skim off any impurities or foam that may have formed on the surface. This foam is completely normal, friends, and occurs due to proteins and impurities that are released as the chicken cooks. It's a natural part of the cooking process. Removing it helps keep our broth clear and enhances the overall flavor of the soup. Once done, continue cooking. While our chicken cooks, let's work on cutting some veggies up. Let's start by peeling 1 to 2 russet potatoes. Next, cut the potato in half. Now slice it into pieces. Some people prefer larger pieces, but I like my potatoes in bite-sized chunks like this. They'll add a hearty texture to our soup. I also like to add a few mini red potatoes to my soup for extra flavor and color. Cut each one into fourths. Once you've cut your potatoes, give them all a good rinse under cold water to remove any dirt. Since I like to prep early, I place my cut potatoes in a bowl of water until I'm ready to use them. This helps prevent browning and keeps them fresh. Take 3 zucchinis. Start by cutting off the ends of each zucchini. Now cut each zucchini in half. Finally, slice the halves into smaller pieces. These will soften nicely in the soup while adding great flavor. Take about 3 celery sticks. Start by cutting off the ends. Now slice the celery into small pieces like this. The smaller pieces will blend nicely into the soup and add a lovely crunch. Take 1 medium to large onion. Cut in half, then into thirds. Now slice into small pieces. This will infuse our caldo de pollo with delicious flavor as it cooks. Let's cut some cabbage. It's a fantastic addition to our soup. Peel any loose leaves, cut the cabbage in half, then into large chunks. These will add a lovely texture. If you prefer, you can also cut the cabbage into smaller wedges. It's all about personal preference. I ended up cutting about 3/4 of the cabbage. Now let's cut some carrots for sweetness and color. I like to use mini carrots, but you can definitely peel and slice regular carrots if you prefer. Today I'm cutting these mini carrots in half. They're the perfect size for a soup. If you like, you can slice them at an angle for a nice presentation. Next, we're going to add some fresh cilantro, which gives our caldo de pollo incredible flavor. I'm using 1 whole bush of cilantro. In my opinion, this step is essential. However, if you're not a fan of cilantro, feel free to skip this part. Now let's roughly chop the cilantro. It'll add a wonderful aroma and freshness to our soup. I recently started storing my herbs in this container and they've really lasted longer. If the bush is too long, I just trim the bottom to fit it in there. I'll post the link if you're interested in the container. It's been a total of 1 hour, so let's check on our broth. If needed, we can skim off any remaining impurities. Once that's done, it's time to shred our chicken. I recommend moving to the sink for this step. Having a cutting board and a bag ready to dispose of the skin and bones. I like doing this by the sink so any juices can run directly into it, which means less mess for us to clean up. First, make sure to remove the skin and toss that in the disposable bag. Now cut or shred your chicken. If your chicken seems slightly undercooked, don't worry, it will continue to cook later in the broth. If it's fully cooked, we'll add it back towards the end. For now, just place it on a dish temporarily. Remember, don't add it in the broth just yet. You don't want to overcook your chicken or it might end up dry. Here's how much chicken our 6.9 pound yielded. Now let's get back to our broth. First, add your potatoes and carrots. These will add great texture and flavor. Next, toss in your chopped onions. For our spices, I'm adding 3 tablespoons of coarse salt, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon, 2 tablespoons of cumin, and 2 tablespoons of Mexican oregano. This is such a fantastic flavor combination. Even though we already have chicken broth, I still like to add the chicken bouillon for that extra burst of flavor, but feel free to skip it if you'd like. Now let's add our celery and zucchini. Next, pour in 1 small can of tomato sauce. Add your cabbage to the mix. At this point, I like to add my pepper separately since I prefer to eyeball it. If you need a measurement, about 1 teaspoon of pepper should do. Don't forget to add your chopped cilantro. As you can see, we're close to the rim, so always use a large pot for this recipe. Next, I'm adding mini frozen corn on the cobs. I was able to fit about 8 in here. Yes, 8. Now cook this all together for 40 minutes on medium heat. Adjust to low if needed. After 40 minutes, come back and add your shredded chicken. Let it cook for another 15 to 20 minutes on low. After 15 to 20 minutes, if your potatoes are fork tender, your soup is done. This smells amazing. I wish you could smell it. Take a quick look at this delicious Mexican chicken and vegetable soup, Caldo de Pollo, before I show you how I plate. It's a tradition to eat Mexican chicken soup with a bed of Spanish rice. Be sure and check out my recipe in the link up top. I like to add a little lime to mine. You just want to squeeze a little bit in there. Oh, this is going to be so good. Oh my gosh, this always hits the spot, guys. Here's a quick close-up. Will you try it? Let me know in the comments below. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a like, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more delicious recipes. Happy cooking!